Now, what you're about to hear isn't just a story about border security. It is a declaration of war. The Mexican cartels have made a fatal miscalculation. They're now threatening our Border Patrol agents with weaponized kamikaze drones and explosive devices. But here's what they didn't count on. President Trump isn't playing by the old rules anymore. As we speak, U.S. Marines are preparing for what could be the most aggressive response to cartel violence in American history. Florida is already deputizing state law enforcement as immigration agents, and that is just the beginning. The cartels wanted a war? Well, they're about to get one. And in times of national crisis, strength matters. As our Marines prepare to face cartel threats at the border, they remind us of the importance of peak physical condition. And speaking of strength and resilience, I want to talk to you about a breakthrough in anti-aging science. While our brave men and women protect our borders, they maintain rigorous fitness routines. That's why I trust this multi-collagen formula. It supports joint health, muscle recovery, and overall resilience, and qualities that our troops value. Visit healthwithgary.com for 51% off. Like our Marines, this formula delivers results when it matters most. Okay, so this is big. A massive shockwave is coming. President Trump, this is the post that is going viral right now on X after my shocking phone call earlier today. President Trump has already set the stage for the most aggressive geopolitical move in modern history. The U.S. Marines, Mexico, the drug cartels, war is on the table. You will not believe what is about to unfold. Now, I'm going to unravel this entire thread, but we have to provide the proper context to what is going on. Now, this 5 days ago, the Mexican cartel has now been given the green light to use weaponized drones against U.S. law enforcement. Here is the news from News Nation.
Seen a lot of also just got our hands on a memo out of the Rio Grande Valley sector that actually says that this is kind of crazy here, that the cartels authorize the use of weaponized drones, explosives against CBP personnel and U.S. law enforcement down there at the southern border. Now, they're actually being encouraged, of course, to remain cognizant and vigilant, but they're also being encouraged to use their long arms, Blake. I have never seen this in a CBP memo before. They say, wear your ballistic gear, yes, but they're telling them, hey, have your long arms. Yes, they are saying, watch out for these weaponized drones. We've seen a lot of infighting with two different factions of the cartel down in Tamaulipas, that is on the south side of the border in the Rio Grande Valley, and they have like an all-out war happening between these cartel factions. So they are warning now that they might be using these weaponized drones against U.S. personnel on this side. So definitely cause for concern there.
Definitely cause for concern. You want to see what it looks like? Here it is. Here's some of that drone footage. Members of the Scorpion Group record the moments in which they use a drone to drop explosives on their enemies. Watch. This is the footage.
Hijo de su puta madre.
I mean, this looks like a screen record directly off of one of their own handheld remotes for their drones. You can see there's the drone. It's going in. I mean, this looks like war footage out of Iraq. But no, this is down at the southern border. This is in Mexico. These are the cartels going to war with each other. And now the concern, because they have been given the green light to go after Border Patrol, is that this same technology you're witnessing right here on the screen is going to be deployed against our Border Patrol. Now, I'm going to get to this. Buckle up, because we ain't done yet. Here is Tom Homan. This is just a couple days ago. He says he will wipe the Mexican cartels off the face of the earth.
Border Czar Tom Homan, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, they met with troops and toured the border in El Paso. And Tom Homan joins me now. Tom, let's get right at this. There are reports that the cartels plan to attack Border Patrol agents with suicide drones. How are you going to fight that?
Well, look, I've said for a while that the cartels aren't going to take this lightly. When we secure the border, we're taking billions of dollars out of their pockets, right? Because they're making record amounts of money in alien smuggling, sex trafficking, women and children, and drugs. So they're not going to go away, quietly. They're going to fight this thing. So, we're going to take them on. Look, we got the military on the border now. Border Patrol agents are well aware of the threats. There will be violence, and it's something we're prepared to handle. But I warn you to the cartels: if they harm a Border Patrol agent, one of our soldiers, President Trump will not hesitate to take extreme action. I think President Trump would wipe them off the face of the earth, just like he did ISIS and the Caliphate. So I would think the cartels would pay attention. We have a strong president who's not going to take it.
He's not going to take it anymore. So let's get down to it here. This was the startling phone call that I had with Michael Alfaro. Now, if you don't know Michael, I've been on his show. He works inside the inner circles in the Trump orbit, one of the biggest fundraisers for the Trump campaign in past years. He's a dear friend of mine. In fact, he is the one who helped me actually meet President Trump and have a photograph with President Trump and had President Trump override Secret Service so my wife could get in the photograph. That's a story for another day. Maybe you've heard it, but let's get down to it. President Trump setting the stage for the most aggressive geopolitical move in modern history. So, Michael Alfaro, U.S. Marine and advisor to Keith Mark MRA's Hunter Nation, just dropped bombshell intel to Next News today. Buckle up, folks. Trump is already maneuvering for a potential war with Mexico. No Congress is needed here. The cartel's days are numbered. Now, Trump, as you know, we've been reporting on this, has renamed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. I love it. I need to get a T-shirt that says Gulf of America. And everyone's like, oh, he's just doing it for ego. No. It's not for show. This is a message to the world. He's telegraphing to the world. He's letting Mexico know that if you don't fix your cartel problem, we will. And if we go in, we're taking the land as well. Okay? It's the incremental step. He's telegraphing. He's warning them. Listen, I'll just rename the Gulf. And then you're next. Now, Trump, this is what Michael disclosed, that Trump, I didn't know this, but Trump can actually deploy U.S. Marines for 90 days of unrestricted war. 90 days without Congress. No Army, no Navy, just the Marines under his direct command. If Mexico refuses to act, Trump can send in the military at will. This is legally possible right now. And I think it would probably take less than 90 days to wipe those cartels off the face of the map, as Tom Homan warned. Now, as we just disclosed in the previous report from News Nation, as well as from Fox Business, the cartels are preparing these drones to target Border Patrol. Fox News, like I said, just reported this. If a single American agent is killed, Trump has all the justification he needs to wipe them off the map. The rules of engagement will be completely erased. Here's a headline. Mexican drug cartels plan attacks on Border Patrol agents with kamikaze drones. Now, Trump is considering... Did you hear about this? Letters of marque and reprisal. Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that in Constitution class in 8th grade or whatever it was. Letters of marque and reprisal. Well, it's a constitutional mechanism to authorize private mercenaries to annihilate cartel operations. Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting. And this is where Mike just totally threw me off base, because he had a conversation with the Blackwater founder, Eric D. Prince. And Michael disclosed that Eric D. Prince is on board with this. And his team would then be deputized killers with full authority to crush the cartels. They would have 100% jurisdiction through these letters of marque and reprisal. Now, Michael's show, the Michael Alfaro Show, you want to hear the interview? You want to hear it from Eric Prince's own mouth? Well, you can tune in. I got the inside scoop. You got to tune into the Michael Alfaro Show tomorrow, and you'll listen to it directly. AM 560. All right, AM 560. Look it up online, and you need to listen to it live. Tomorrow is when it all is going to go live. We got the inside. Thank you to Michael. So he spoke to Blackwater's Eric Prince. This is not a theory. Trump is actually exploring legal pathways to bypass Congress and launch an independent war on the cartels. The first step, intelligence gathering. The second step, full-scale eradication. Mexico has only one choice, cooperate or lose land. If they refuse to let the U.S. go after the cartels, Trump can declare war. If he takes the cartel's territory, he keeps it. This could be the biggest geopolitical shift in U.S. history. And we know the cartels are deeply ingrained in the Mexican government. So what will happen next? President Trump says, we need to go after these cartels. Mexico says, well, no, you can't go after the cartels. You can't go this route. Well, the only other way to go is by declaring war on Mexico and then eradicating the cartels. That's the only other way around it. If Mexico doesn't play ball, they can send all the troops they want to try to appease Trump. 10,000 here, 10,000 there, playing by the rules of the old administration. Well, this is a new administration. There's a new sheriff in town, my friends. The game has changed. Yes, here we go. You think this is too extreme? The cartels kill 100,000 Americans every single year. That's worse than Vietnam. So the U.S. does have justification. And the politicians taking the cartel money, they know it, and they're terrified about what Trump is about to do. The Panama Canal, of course, is also in the news. Trump isn't just focused on the border. He's looking at controlling key territories for strategic dominance. Greenland on the table. A total redefinition of American power is happening right before our eyes. Congress, completely clueless. Okay? They're just scratching the surface. They're getting their kickbacks from USAID, whoever, right? Donald Trump's playing 5D chess. He's 10 steps ahead of them all. Remember we were talking about the Panama Canal and Greenland and the Gulf of America weeks and weeks ago? It's because Trump was 10 steps ahead of everybody. He was already telling him he's telling Mexico what he was about to do. And what did Mexico do? Well, then he brought up the tariffs. Mexico caves. Trump is playing 5D chess. Now, Ronald Reagan, God bless him, he used rhetoric. Donald Trump actually using force. He is laying the groundwork for military action, and the globalists, they just can't stop him now. And here's the game changer. This is where it gets even better. Elon Musk, like the wild card. Like who? I mean, if you would have asked me 3 years ago if I would have considered Elon Musk to be a strategic ally to Donald Trump, I would have said you're crazy. But here we are. It's 2025. The rules have changed. Elon Musk is the key ally in the fight against the globalists. And Elon Musk, he doesn't care. He's got nothing to lose. Trump now has the ultimate technocrat on his side. And here's what Alfaro said. This is a beautiful quote. Trump can make Elon better, and Elon can make Trump unstoppable. This is a world-shaking alliance that could crush the deep state. Now, as you know, we've been tracking it here. Musk has exposed USAID as a globalist front. Okay? The moment he tried to audit them, they locked him out. He retaliated by cutting them off from their own systems, and now Trump is gutting their funding. USAID is falling apart. It's beautiful to witness. The slush fund is over. USAID was funding the invasion of the West. Now, if you saw one of my posts earlier today, you know what I'm talking about here. Ireland's refugee crisis, have you been paying attention to what's going on there? Well, it's paid for by your tax dollars. Trump cut the cord. The whole operation is crashing down. This is proof the globalist agenda is being shut down in real time. And Trump has just withdrawn from the International Criminal Court. Why? Why would he do that? Because the ICC is controlled by the globalists, the same ones who tried to have Netanyahu arrested under war crimes charges. This is Trump dismantling the globalist machine. He's pulled out of the World Health Organization. He's pulled out of the Paris Accords. He is leaving the globalists in the dust because we don't need the globalists. We're the United frickin' States of America, baby. Okay? We bow to no one. So you could take your World Health Organization, you could take United Nations, and you could stick it where the sun don't shine because we are the United States. Buckle up. Buckle up. Yeah. So, this, my friends, is Trump dismantling the globalist machine. And then we have Putin and China and North Korea pushing for Netanyahu's arrest. France agreeing to enforce it. Trump saw the trap and pulled the United States out. Now America is no longer bound, what? By the globalist rules of engagement. This changes everything. So now the gloves are off. The U.S. doesn't have to answer to anyone. No ICC, no UN, no NATO restrictions. Trump can now go to war on his terms. The deep state's biggest tool just got thrown in the trash. Now, let me just be very clear here. I'm not a cheerleader for war. I despise nation building. I despise all the things that we have seen from the neocons year after year, the Bushes, even the Clintons and Barack Obama, all the things that we saw, the establishment pull, dragging us deeper and deeper into global conflict. I'm completely against that. But this, I have to say, this is not the same thing. We are going after a targeted group that is killing 100,000 Americans every year with overdoses of fentanyl. And this is purely within the jurisdictional authority of the United States. If Donald Trump so chooses to execute it, he is the chief law enforcement officer after all. He is the commander-in-chief. So I'm not cheerleading any kind of war here. I don't want you to get mixed up. What I am cheering is the saving of American lives from the scourge of the cartels and the corruption and cancer and the tentacles that they have leached into the American society. That is what I am championing. The end of that manipulation, control, and death from the people at our southern border. If it helps to clear out the corruption in Mexico, then let it be. So the elites, they messed up really bad, friends. They thought locking Musk out of USAID would shut him up, but nope, he turned his firepower on them. Now USAID, the ICC, the entire globalist infrastructure is crumbling in real time. And Musk doesn't care. He's the richest man alive. He has conquered space, AI, energy. What's next? What's next? It's just legacy. It's what they're going to write on his tombstone. No, he can't be president of the United States. No, he's not an American and not born here. Okay, but he can change the course of history, and he is doing so by aligning with President Trump. I never thought I'd see the day, but here we are. Alfaro said this: Trump and Musk are cutting through the red tape like never before. Elon is the creator, Trump is the fixer, and together they are tearing down the globalist house of cards. The USAID shadow government has been running rogue ops for decades. Musk's audit revealed it, that it's been infiltrated by the globalists, and Trump is purging them all. This is draining the swamp in real time. This is the biggest exposure of deep state corruption in American history. Trump is wielding executive power like never before. Congress is powerless. The media won't report it, but the pieces are moving. The cartels are out of time, and the globalists are in absolute free fall. They are freaking out. Musk's revenge, though, is just beginning. He's locked USAID out of their own systems. He's starving them for cash. He's cutting off all of their oxygen, their financial oxygen. And Trump is backing the purge. I'm sure he's ordering it. I could see, hey, President Trump, they wouldn't let me in. Okay, well, why don't you just go in through this door over here? Oh, what did you find in door number 1? Well, here it is, Mr. President. Okay, shut it all down. If the globalists don't stop him, they never will. And they're going to try. I mean, we've watched them try time and time again to go after and try to stop President Trump, but every single move they make against him only makes him stronger. Because God is on his side and the people are on his side. If God is with me, who can be against me? Bring it, globalists. Bring it. My friends, this is Reagan versus the Soviets 2.0. Trump's not just talking, he's taking action. The cartels, they will be finished. The UN defunded, the globalists scattered, the deep state is losing. Trump is pushing presidential power to the max. Mexico, the cartels, the globalists, they have one last chance to submit. If they don't, America will never be the same. Buckle up. Yeah, my friends, that's the phone call I had today when I was going to pick out my suit to go to the White House to get my press credentials. Michael Alfaro calls me and he says, Gary, I need to talk to you about what is really going on. I just spoke to Eric Prince and the game is about to change. When he told me that Eric Prince is actually in discussion with the White House to have letters of marque and reprisal activated, that's game-changing. Because I remember reading about that a couple days ago. People were discussing that this was a power that President Trump could use. It's like very rarely ever used. I mean, it sounds like something out of the pirate days and the Buccaneers and, swashbucklers. But hey, the law's on the books. Let's go. Let's use it. So it's not over yet, friends. Buckle up, because there is potentially a serious conflict going to break at the border. If the cartel's stupid enough to activate on that green light to launch some kind of kamikaze drone against the border patrol, that would be the end. Now, Attorney General Pam Bondi, of course, she's not messing around either. Those sanctuary cities, why are they so concerned? Why do they want to have all those people staying there that are not supposed to be there, that are there illegally? Well, maybe it's because they're getting some money from USAID as well. Well, that spigot just got shut off. Well, Pam Bondi has a message to all the mayors and governors harboring illegal aliens.
And
I'm proud to be part of that.
I'm glad to hear that. Let me start with you've cracked down on sanctuary cities. The DOJ has put a pause on all federal funding to sanctuary cities and states. You filed a lawsuit against Chicago and the state of Illinois for being a sanctuary city. Am I wrong in my interpretation that a sanctuary city is aiding and abetting in lawbreaking?
Sean, what they're doing is they are choosing illegal aliens over the safety and security of their own citizens and the men and women of law enforcement who are out there trying to protect their citizens. Not only did we sue today the city of Chicago, we sued the state of Illinois, we sued the mayor, we sued the governor, and we sued others. And let me be very clear, if you don't comply with federal law, you're going to be next.
What about those that we now know apparently tipped off the
You are
trend?
going to be next. Buckle up, folks. I just can't wait to see when Brandon Johnson gets dragged in front of Congress. Oh, could you please do Pritzker, too? I know you probably require to maybe enlarge the size of the door frames and everything, but, maybe you could try to accommodate Pritzker, put him on the list. Why are Illinois officials fighting to keep drug dealers and sex offenders from being deported? There is a sanctuary showdown about to take place on Capitol Hill. Who do we have here? Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle, Mayor Brandon Johnson, Governor J.B. Pritzker versus Donald Trump. Well, I think I know who's going to win that showdown. Here we have anti-ICE immigrant rioters now assaulting people in large groups. This was just posted 4 hours ago by Right Angle News Network. Look at what's going on here. City officials doing nothing. I think they're making it very easy to be rounded up. This is what's happening on the streets of Los Angeles outside City Hall. Tom Homan, of course, said that he is ready to wipe the Mexican cartels off the face of the earth. Yeah, I want to see them try. Here's some more footage. Here's some more of that drone footage. Cartels using drones to look out for the safety of their own infantry vehicles. So they're not just using them as an offensive weapon, they're using them as defensive to protect their own. And here we have, this was posted back in January 18th, Nuevo Laredo, member of the Cartel del Noreste, showing weapons that were acquired using profits that are generated from human smuggling. Several drones, one is a Mavic 3 thermal drone. Yeah, these are the toys that they are getting because of their profits for moving human collateral across the border. This is what Donald Trump is working to end. Here's more footage. Drone footage from Cartel Unidos attacking CJNG infantrymen with projectiles attached to a DJI Matrice 350 RTK drone on the outskirts of the town of Santa Maria del Oro, Jalisco. Oh, did I say that right? I'm a gringo. Please forgive me. Drug cartels, though, they are about to F around and find out. Drug cartels, they plan attacks on Border Patrol agents with drones and other explosives to fight the U.S. That's not going to fly because there is a new sheriff in town. Look at that. That's one of the devices that they are improvising with drones. This was 21 hours ago. American Military News, an internal memo recently sent to U.S. Border Patrol agents shows that Mexican cartels are ordering cartel members to attack Border Patrol agents. This was only 21 hours ago. American Military News reporting this. As we just stated, the Mexican cartel has now been authorized to use weaponized drones against Border Patrol. Happening now, protesters marching through the streets of California. This was 24 hours ago to protest ICE mass deportations. This is over 7 days straight. Today, when this was posted, was a Thursday. Do none of these people work? They have all day, every day, free to protest. Are they on government aid? Well, I would probably say that they're being funded by NGOs, supported by NGOs that had some leftover cash from USAID. That's what my guess is. Here we have, this was on the 28th of January. How many of the illegal alien arrests by ICE since President Trump have criminal records? I love this response.
In the country illegally. 3,500 arrests ICE has made so far since President Trump came back into office. Can you just tell us the numbers? How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws and therefore they are criminals as far as this administration goes. I know the last administration didn't see it that way, so it's a big culture shift in our nation to view someone who breaks our immigration laws as a criminal, but that's exactly what they are.
You made a point of the worst first. They all have a criminal record?
And welcome to the break. If they broke our nation's laws, yes. They are criminal, yes.
3,500.
Yeah, that's the way it works in America. Okay, oh, wait, AOC, what is this? Oh, my goodness. Oh, man, okay, here we have AOC. Oh, wow, AOC, what are you saying here? Openly encouraging her followers to resist and create friction to obstruct ICE operation. That sounds like she's encouraging people to break the law. Aiding and abetting, maybe?
As they want to go. Principle number one in what you can do is that when one of these things comes to your backyard, you can resist. And what that happens over millions of people is that you generate enough friction that they cannot go as fast as they want to go, okay? So I'm going to give you some examples that have already been working. Let's start with immigration and ICE. When people say, what can we do? In my community, we are a heavily immigrant community. ICE raids deeply affect and disrupt our community. So, number one, if you live in a community with a lot of immigrants, know your rights. That's one tangible thing you can do that I want you to do. And that means know your rights if you are a U.S. citizen as well. Okay?
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize that illegals had rights afforded to them by the Constitution. Here we have Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth posting this. The first flight of high-threat criminal illegal aliens has arrived at Naval Station Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. These criminals trampled over our previously wide-open border to bring violence and mayhem to our communities. President Trump has taken swift action to expel them. Yep. They are all getting a free flight out of the United States. Yes, do not pass go. Report directly to Guantanamo Bay. Yep, there they are. Goodbye. Hope you had enough fun here with your USAID and your Soros-funded NGOs propping you up while you were here, but that party is over. No longer will we allow you to terrorize the American people. If you want to come to America, come here legally. I don't care. Okay? Come here legitimately, legally, like my ancestors did generations ago, checking in at Ellis Island. How about that? Can we do that? No. You want to come here illegally and you want to suck on the government teat. Anyway, what else have we got here? More AOC. Oh, here's the New York Post. This was their headline 15 hours ago. Cat turd. We are winning. Border crossings dropped by 90% after Trump crackdown. Was it something I said? Yeah, what happened? What happened to Joe Biden saying that, no, we can't, there's nothing we can do. We have to wait for Congress to pass legislation. And Donald Trump, he put out a mean tweet and he told everyone in Congress not to vote for that bill. And all of a sudden, now we have all these illegals. Yeah, that was all deflection, obfuscation, and lies from that last administration. Was it something I said? Was it something I tweeted? Yeah. Speaking of saying something, here is DeSantis announcing Florida law enforcement will now be deputizing their law enforcement as immigration agents. Buckle up, Florida.
So today, we're proud to be one of the first states in the nation to be requested to enter into an agreement with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to execute functions of immigration enforcement within our state. And because of this, I've directed Dave Kerner, the Florida Highway Patrol, to enter into and fulfill this agreement, and have our state troopers trained and approved by ICE to perform these immigration enforcement duties. Thanks to President Trump's strong leadership, through today's agreement, our state law enforcement officers will finally be able to cooperate with the U.S. Homeland Security Authority via ICE's 287G program. This program authorizes ICE to delegate to state and local enforcement officers the authority to perform specified immigration officer functions under the agency's direction and oversight. It also allows ICE enforcement and removal operations to partner with state and local enforcement agencies to identify and remove already incarcerated criminal aliens who are eligible for removal before they are released into our community.
And maybe they'll get a free flight out as well to Guantanamo Bay. Here we have 11 hours ago, Tom Homan's response to the cartels threatening violence lets me know he is the right man for the job. Let's listen to this.
President. And so let me ask you about the cartels. They've made a clear warning to you and to the United States that, we're going to escalate our violence. So now we're seeing not only Mexican troops after this deal that Trump made with Mexico's president, and also U.S. troops headed to the border. How are you going to utilize the military? We know what the military can and can't do domestically, but in a scenario like this, how do you plan on using the military? Could they get involved in the violence if the cartels strike?
Yes, and we expect them to. But the Mexican military, President Trump's able to get Mexico to put military on their northern border. That will certainly help. I think the cartels would be foolish to take on the military, but we know they've taken on the Mexican military before. But now we have the United States military on the border. We got the men and women of the Border Patrol. Do I expect violence to escalate? Absolutely, because the cartels are making record amounts of money. They're making record amounts of money in alien smuggling and trafficking of women and children and drugs. However, as we secure the border, which we've gone long ways to securing the border, crossings are down like 76%. We're taking money out of their pocket. They're not going to wait quietly, and that's why President Trump designated them terrorist organizations. I would send a warning to them. You heard a Border Patrol agent, you heard a soldier. The wrath of President Trump's going to come down.
Does that mean the military, our troops, U.S. military at the border, with weapons, using weapons if need be.
They need to protect themselves. But the cartels, again, let me give the cartels a warning. If you harm a Border Patrol agent or a soldier, the whole world's going to come down to you. President Trump is a strong president. He is strong enough, and he has the ability to wipe them off the face of the earth. Now, that's the reason they were called terrorist organizations, designated terrorist organizations, because they've killed more Americans with their fentanyl, their drugs, than any terrorist organization in the world. They are now designated terrorists. Do not harm our troops or President Trump, or bring hell rain down. And he has the ability to wipe them off the face of the earth. They can claim they're a pretty tough organization, the cartels, and they are, but they're not stronger than the power of President Trump.
So let me ask.
Buckle up, man. There it is. There it is. I mean, what? He said it all. They're not more powerful than President Trump. So the situation at our border isn't just a crisis. It's an act of war. The cartels are openly threatening American law enforcement with kamikaze drones. They're mobilizing explosives against our Border Patrol agents. Meanwhile, the left is busy organizing protests to block ICE operations in Phoenix, Los Angeles, and Denver. Think about that. American citizens are protecting the very criminals threatening to kill our law enforcement officers. Tom Homan's warning to the cartels was clear. You mess with our agents and you'll be wiped off the face of the earth. The first flights of criminal aliens are already heading to Guantanamo Bay. But here is what should keep you up at night. If the cartels are this bold now, what intelligence does Trump have about their future plans? Stand strong with America's defenders. Grab your MAGAvengers gear at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com and make sure you share this report.